Hey there, I'm Carmen, and today on Gear Up with Gregg, we're going to be taking these Irwin Saw Blades for a trial run. Now, before we start demonstrating these Irwin Saw Blades, I want to get some basic terminology out of the way. First up, rip cut and cross cut. The short version is that a rip cut changes the width of the material and a cross cut changes the length. A cross cut, the type of cut you'll use most often, is when you cut across the grain of the wood, like cutting a 2x4 in half. A rip cut would be used to cut with the grain of the wood, like when you trim plywood into narrower widths. But what exactly do we mean by grain? Well, wood grain or wood fibers run the length of the lumber. Think of the wood fibers as a bundle of straws. A crosscut or cut across the grain makes those straws shorter. A rip cut is when you cut with the grain of the wood, making the bundle of straws narrower. Saw blades are specifically made to be better at certain types of cuts. So we are going to show you what features to look out for in a saw blade and how that translates to the type of cuts it will make. Now, the number of teeth actually determines your blade's cutting action. More teeth mean a slower and smoother cut, which is something you want in a cross cut. You'll notice that more teeth on a blade will decrease the hook angle, which is the angle of the tooth relative to the center line of the blade. This is because these blades are for super crisp, slow, methodical cuts, like cutting finishing trim pieces on a miter or table saw blade. With very little space between the teeth, you can feed the material at your own pace, and the saw won't pull or tug. On the other hand, if you are not concerned about an impossibly smooth cut, fewer teeth will do the trick. Ripping blades have fewer teeth and an extremely positive hook angle. The higher the positive hook angle, the more aggressive the blade. This means that it will pull material to get the job done faster. Another feature you will notice on these blades is the large spaces between the teeth. These are called gullets, and they are used to remove sawdust and any other waste materials that the blade encounters from the cut. Basically, a larger gullet equals more material removed per slice. Now, when you get into more expensive blades, you're going to start to notice more holes. Well, these larger holes closer to the center of the blade are called vents or body slots. They help reduce vibration and heat. And these smaller cutouts in the gullets are called expansion slots. When the blade gets hot from constant use, the expansion slots allow the blade room to grow instead of warping when it doesn't have room to expand. This causes less vibration, a straighter cut, and helps to maintain the strength of the blade over time. But the coolest thing about these little slots is what they're modeled after, the similarly shaped holes found in T-Rex teeth. As you can see, here at Gregg's, we carry a large selection of Irwin saw blades. First up, we've got our cordless circular saw blades. These blades are optimized specifically for cordless circular saws based on their size. The cuts made by this blade are ultra thin because of the thin blade kerf. Kerf is the term for the width of the carbide teeth on a blade. A thin kerf means the saw doesn't have to work as hard to get through the material, and that means we get more cuts throughout the battery life of our cordless circular saws. Even better, Those super sharp carbide teeth ensure that the blade has a long lifespan. Another feature of these awesome blades is this dip behind each tooth. This is referred to as a reinforced shoulder, which means the part of the blade behind each tooth will spend less time in contact with your material, reducing the chance of kickback and translating to longer life for the blade. Now, we have different options depending on the kind of cut you need. For quick, dirty cuts, we have multiple sizes of 18 teeth blades, and for silky, smooth finishing cuts, you can pick up a 40 tooth blade in the 6.5-inch size. Next up, we have our classic series circular saw blades. These blades feature an economical grade of carbide teeth brazed to a stainless steel body, built to save you money. These won't last the longest out of the Irwin blades, but they are not meant to. These blades are built for your abusive jobs, like sawing wood beams encrusted in concrete. One of our most popular blades available from Irwin is the Marathon Circular Saw Blades. These come in a standard size of 7.25 inches, but with 24 or 40 teeth depending on the type of cuts you want. Some interesting features of these blades include heat vents and expansion slots, which are optimized to reduce the vibration and give you a straighter cut every time. Another feature is the reinforced shoulder. Remember? The little dip behind each tooth. Last, well, it's hard to see with your naked eye, but every other tooth on this blade is 0.1 millimeters thinner. You wouldn't think that this amounts to much, but it's actually translating into cuts that are 20% faster. Now we'll move on to our miter or table saw blades. These are a great addition to any precision project. The blades are designed with a smooth finish in mind, as the teeth are 400 grit diamond ground, just the thing to make your cut as clean and accurate as possible. The smaller blades with less teeth are your quick cut ripping blades. But as we move up the line, we see just how many teeth we can fit on these large blades and how narrow of a hook angle it will get. These blades are definitely for your precision work, like final trim pieces. Expertly balanced with construction-grade carbide teeth, this blade is sure to last a long time. Finally, we've got the Marathon with WELDTEC circular saw blades. These ones look pretty heavy-duty, but that's because they're built for the big jobs. This revolutionary new saw blade has welded carbide teeth for a 30% stronger tooth bond and a longer life. These teeth are sharpened to fine, more durable cutting edges that stay sharp longer. And remember those vents we talked about before? Well, this blade is full of them to dissipate heat, a sure sign of a long-lasting and high-quality blade. Even this board filled with nails is no match for the WELDTEC saw blade. So, keep in mind that no matter what you need, Gregg's has the bite to find the right blade for the job. If this wasn't enough information to sink your teeth into, feel free to give us a call. Or if you prefer using the internet, you can visit our website at greggdistributors.ca. Thank you for watching and have a great Canadian day.